If, in this case, you are not successful in, the board does not accept your offer, you've said you won't go higher, is there a plan B?
There is.
So, is there or not? I don't know. Joining me now to break down what Elon Musk's body language is telling us at this pivotal moment in history is behavior and body language expert, U.S. former Army interrogator, Greg Hartley is here. Greg, always good to see you.
Pleasure to be here, Grant. This is one of my favorites you've brought me so far. This is beautiful. And the reason is when he starts off, there are a handful of things to note. Yeah, so baseline, there's no such thing as normal in humans. We're looking for a baseline and we're looking for a deviation from baseline. He has Asperger's, so we see he doesn't use his forehead a lot. Remember, we always talk about requests for approval where you raise your forehead and ask for permission. He doesn't do that at all, if you notice. So his forehead is not wrinkled like these old politicians we look at who have to get Botox and all that. He just doesn't have any residuals. When he's shaking his head, he's thinking, and I think here, yeah, he probably does have a plan B and he's just listening in. You'll also notice he does a little bit of odd behavior, but it's because he is from multiple cultures. You see him fidgeting a little bit with his hands. That's part of Asperger's. But you also see that he comes from multiple cultures, and he's the 800-pound gorilla in the room, and he doesn't copy anybody. So it's a great opportunity to see what's normal for a person.
You talk about the Botox. My signature is the scowl, Greg. I can't get
Mine
Botox.
too.
A lot of hosts get Botox in their forehead. I like the scowl, so I can't get Botox. Does his Asperger's come into play when you have to analyze body language? Do you take that into account when you're analyzing somebody?
For sure. If you look at my forehead and yours, you'll see the scowl thing we've done our whole lives has left behind residuals. If you look at his, it's smooth as glass because he doesn't use his forehead. Children, when they are in trouble and they're trying to get away with it, remember, they'll raise their forehead. Well, that's one of the things. The other is that it causes glitchy or fidgety and repetitive behavior. And it looks ritualistic almost in him rather than being something that just happens. In most of us, we'll rub our fingers or something. But if we watch him, you have to take it into account for sure.
Got it. Okay. He was asked also about buying Twitter, the moment he was asked about that. Watch this interaction.
You made an offer to buy Twitter. Why?
How'd you know?
Little bird tweeted in my ear or something. I don't know.
By the way, have you seen the movie Ted about the bear?
I have.
It's a good movie.
So it is a TED Talk. Greg, what's going on there?
Yeah, so we see exactly some of that Asperger's coming out. You see, first of all, his forehead's not involved. We see him playing coy, and I think this is a learned behavior for him. Put his hand to his mouth, draw the audience as the other guy's speaking, in with his eyes, raise one eyebrow. But his forehead's still not involved. Then he does this movement in the chair and adjusts to get comfortable. But it's not like he's uncomfortable. It's just a repetitive movement. We know that he has Asperger's. He's come out and said that. So we can see some of that here. And those are things you can learn to watch for.
Do you think part of it is him entertaining, or is it a giveaway or a tell?
Well, some of it's him entertaining, but this is not a giveaway or tell. It's just what you'll watch is when he starts to talk about something very complex, all of that goes away, and he starts to illustrate more what we would say is normal, more neurotypical with his hands and movement and hand movement. Yep.
All right, let me play a clip him talking about free speech. This is clip 4, guys.
Twitter has become kind of the de facto town square. It's just really important that people have both the reality and the perception that they are able to speak freely within the bounds of the law.
Greg, what do you make of it?
Yeah, so here we see him talking about something more complex, and you see his movement has slowed. He's not doing all the get up and move around. Uses his hands to illustrate, which is when we make our point or we punctuate what our brain is thinking. And it looks just like anyone else. And then you watch him accessing, his eyes are mostly going to the same side of his head. He's talking about a complex thing. He does move around a little bit in these earlier clips, but he doesn't when he's talking about this. So you see complexity takes him down a different path.
You know, I got from that there was nothing funny about the importance of free speech. Right. He was taking it very seriously, where he could joke around about buying Twitter. He knew that was going to trigger the left, but this was not funny. This was important to him.
Yeah, and I think his playing coy was him playing. Yes, exactly. And here, this is important. If we watch a few more clips of him, you'll see that when something's important, he gets on message, his hands start to illustrate. He stops barriering, he stops closing up, he stops adapting and rubbing, and he gets to the point, and he's very clear. Uses his face, not his forehead, but his face and eye contact, and that lilt in his voice as he's explaining how complex something is and seeing if you're coming along. He doesn't raise his forehead even then. So, yeah, I think you're right. He will toy around with things when there's a time, but when it's serious, he slows down. Yeah. All of that.
Yeah. Real quick, Greg, your website for everybody.
Thanks. It's readbodylanguage.com, and we got some free stuff out there for you.
All right, readbodylanguage.com. Greg Hartley, always great to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Pleasure, Grant. Thank you.